Boom. That's very abrupt how that ends. I love that. It kind of gets people off guard because they're expecting you see, there it is. It ended just like that. And here we are.
It does. Hi. Thank you for having me.
Julie, very excited to have you here. Now, you tuned into Web3 Breakfast a few weeks ago. We had a great conversation about a lot of things. And the timing is absolutely perfect for you to come onto this show because tomorrow is Valentine's Day. And we got to school these nerds on some things.
I'm so excited.
We have to.
I'm good at that.
I love that. I'm very excited about this. Guys, make sure that you smash the like. Make sure, I'm fairly confident. I did do the description of the video, but you should be able to find Julie's social media link down there in the description. So make sure that you give her a follow. And then, you'll be able to get to her link tree, find out everything that she's doing. Degen Divas. Let's talk about that first.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that about?
So Degen Divas. Oh my gosh. It's just a fun pet project that me and my co-host Deb had originally started together. And it's kind of just become a beast of its own. At first we were live streaming together, and now we actually have, videographer, and we're running around doing these one-on-one interviews with some really amazing artists in the Web3 space. And so it started with Thank You X of all people. Well, actually, it was the Grant Young exhibit, but Thank You X, we went and kind of just bombarded him at Sotheby's. And he said, okay, to doing a live stream with us. And only if I was going to kind of do more of the talking, because he's like, oh, being on camera, I just don't know. And so I said, well, let me kind of lead the conversation. But man, once we started rolling, he just completely forgot the camera was there and started almost saying too much about the process and how he created some of these just magnificent pieces. But his art is just really one of a kind right now because it actually has NFT integration. He's got an infinity screen that actually plays the art. And then the certificate of authenticity is also on chain. So really interesting episode to kind of go around with him and hear the whole process of how he came up with that. But it's just, our last interview was with Wendy O, and she was talking about killer whales, and that is getting ready to come out as well, which is the first of its kind on Helio native token. So you have to actually purchase a Helio token to watch that. But I believe it's also coming out on Apple TV later this year. So pretty cool to get these like deep dives with people in the industry and really hear more, because I want to focus on more of the like holistic side of Web3 and what gets us all excited to keep coming back. So because as we kind of navigate into the bull market again, the masses are coming. So
I know that. So like the holistic approach. Are you a big mental health advocate then?
I am a big mental health advocate, and seeing my friends go through the bear market is kind of what kind of inspired me to want to have more of a voice in the industry, because I was more just a spectator, and then I met up with some of the Gokhshtein Media people, and then I signed a contract with them at the start of this year. And so, we're powered by G Media now. It's been a whirlwind. I didn't expect where it's evolved to, but, I've really noticed that there's, even still with the space being as small as it is right now, there's still people that don't know certain things about blockchain. And so, my career before here was actually in solar, and I was really good at speaking renewables and easy to understand terms. So I've kind of taken some of that mentorship approach to blockchain in my channel. So
that's really smart. And first, back to G Media, shout out to David. I've known him in the space now for many years. And and Leslie, Leslie's part of that as well, right? Leslie.
Yes, she is. Yeah, love Leslie. And
well,
David.
Say hello to everybody over there for me. Definitely, we were talking before we went live. Potentially, there's the opportunity for us all to meet over at NFT NYC this year. I think that's early April, correct?
Yeah. So actually, on 4/4 is that Wednesday. That's my birthday. And so I'm so excited to actually go and celebrate with all of my Web3 friends. I feel like it was just meant to be.
Absolutely. How
So
about that?
yeah,
That's a
we've got
great
some
birthday
great
celebration.
events. Sorry?
That's a great birthday celebration.
It's such a great birthday celebration. I'm really excited. Yeah.
Absolutely. So NFT NYC it's a great time. We were saying before, if anybody else is interested, make sure that you guys check that out. I mean, not only are G Media going to be doing events, Web3 Breakfast will be doing an event. We throw that pizza party every time
Yeah.
we go somewhere. So I'm actually going to be thinking about. I've got to go to Mexico City next weekend for the karate combat fights, and so
Oh, yay.
that means I'll be there on a Friday. So Doug Hype, we was on the show yesterday. He's going to be down there. So we're going to do pizza and cake. But I'm going to try to throw a pizza party in Mexico City next Friday. So if you guys know anybody in Mexico City, get at me because I got to get this thing set up.
So amazing.
Quick plug.
So amazing.
Yeah.
So, and you've been involved. I was so mad. I was also saying, yeah, the episode with Wendy O. After we finished filming, I was like, I forgot to talk to you about karate combat because she's involved with that as well, right?
Show. Yeah, I think she did some interviews with him. I don't think she's
Okay.
fighting. I don't
Oh,
believe she's training to fight, but I know that she's been to, I think, one of the events.
I think
Maybe.
she may have done a fundraiser. Maybe it was like a local fundraiser or something
Probably.
to that effect.
I know when we were all in Fort Lauderdale for George put on Cypherpunk 2049, I think is what it was.
Mhm.
Karate Combat had they were like one of the sponsors. And so they did a live demo thing. I got to fight, kind of just, play, spar, and fight one of the guys on the stage. And I think Wendy she might have been, I think she was the MC for that day, if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken.
yeah.
So I think that she got to play a role in all of that was going as well. I love Wendy. Wendy is a really good friend of mine. I've known her for years.
Yeah.
All right.
So good.
All right. So I got a question for you. This is
Okay.
since it kind of like hit me, I'm like, wait a second. I've got the best opportunity in the world. I have got not only someone from this ecosystem, from crypto and NFTs that knows the industry, but you're also a female. So you have the other perspective that predominantly most of us in the space are males. But tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and on our show, we were talking about it this morning. Was all right. If you, because I saw a tweet about this, would you rather, go to a very nice dinner for Valentine's Day, or get a crypto gift instead? And so we were talking about this, and I think what we came up with was about $250 as general. Everybody's budgets are different. I understand that, but $200 to $250 for your Valentine's Day dinner.
Mhm.
Would you? Let's start off first. Would you rather take crypto instead of that dinner?
I mean, so I do like food. I do. So I'll start off there.
Perfect.
um, but I don't know like anymore. I've kind of done like the fancy restaurant thing, and I'm mostly trying to fast. So I think I would probably prefer the crypto,
That's strategic.
honestly.
That's strategic.
And it's like, pre-bull market and, everything is still really low.
Thank you.
So I feel like 250 right now is kind of a steal.
I mean, you could probably 10x that if you make the right picks. Now, this year, I think, is really the only year that you have to do this, right? Like, you got to think, by next year at this time, we will be pretty much close to the end of the bull run. So prices really aren't going to get too much higher. Now, what you could is this year be taught how to leverage trade. And then hopefully you get your gift and then you just short the market all the way down. That would work, but that's not really advisable. So
Well, I mean, if you are really good and experienced, I would say go for that. But man, I am just kind of a chicken. I traded on leverage when I first got in, and it scared me a little bit when I got my first few margin calls. And I'm like, what can I sell? And I'm selling my crypto off, and I didn't like that feeling. So I got out of leverage, and
that's
yeah,
smart.
it scared me.
That is the way to go. Okay, so now we got to start to think about. So tomorrow, we're actually going to put together a portfolio to match kind of this whole concept. So I was thinking, maybe there's some good NFT projects, and I want to bring this up because I need to
Ooh.
get your advice because this is maybe some young gentleman out there in Web3 is about to make a horrible mistake, a horrible mistake. And so I'm going to bring this up. This right here is
Oh, the
more like,
pudgy ladies. I like
I
these.
do too, but the
I
problem
like these.
okay, but the problem is, okay, this fits into the price range, right? You could
Right.
probably get a couple other coins with it. But the problem is, if your man got you a pudgy milady for Valentine's Day, would that be offensive?
I mean, okay. So, but are we just going off of floor price? Because I mean, I actually kind of maybe gifted someone an NFT.
No,
And
yeah. So yes, the idea was the floor price, and this was just the joke because it fit into like that price range, right?
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, right.
it was the
Yeah.
joke on the play on the name of
Mhm.
the
Oh, yeah, calling her a pudgy milady. You're my pudgy milady. I for me and NFTs, I'm in it for the art, right? So, oh
I guess so pudgy.
my gosh, am I really saying I'm in the pudgy milady for the art? It's cute but creepy, right? It's like I like it.
Look, can we go to the collection? We should be able to, right? I'm on nftgo.io. This is one of
Mhm.
my favorite sites for doing research on
I
NFTs.
love that.
They've got this. Where is it? The market. It's usually right here at the top, but I don't see it. Analytics. Here we go. The market sentiment.
Ooh.
I had been tracking this thing when I first started tracking it.
Mhm.
It was around 10. It dropped as low as 7. This was way in the depths of the bear market. It got as high as 51 at one point, and then
Oh wow.
never quite recovered from there. And we've been hanging at the 30s for a couple months now, and so 28 is where we're at today. But I love this site for being able to come and do some analytics on what's going on in the NFT world.
I like it.
He's not that horrible looking.
It's cute. It's cute. I mean, I would like it. I think it's cute.
Okay. Okay. So on the cute factor, on the art alone, the pudgy miladies, it's just the name that could be offensive. That's all.
Yes, the name is could be a little offensive.
I mean,
If you just like wrote it in a card, or like if you were writing a poem and before they opened the wallet and it was like, here's my card, thank you for my Valentine's gift, and then you're reading it as if you were the pudgy milady, then yeah, definitely it hits a little different.
it's
It's-
all in the framing of it. I get it. Okay, that's what
yeah.
it is. Gentlemen, you heard it here first. Feel free to gift some pudgy miladies to your gal.
Get some
Uh,
pudgy milady. I would actually love a pudgy milady.
okay,
Yes.
well, so then that would fit into the realm of the scope of our portfolio. So you could, in theory, get a pudgy milady and a couple coins.
I mean, I guess you could tell how somebody views the relationship depending on what they do with it, right? If they just like floor it immediately, it's like, okay, well now I know where we stand. So it's like you can actually kind of decide, is this worth investing in
Hmm.
anymore?
Okay,
You
so
know,
there.
you can't really tell over dinner. So
Follow-up question. Follow-up question. If said gift did get floored immediately, but then they used that funds to buy a new NFT, something that resonated more with them, would you
ooh.
still feel offended, or would you say, "Hey, at least you kept it in the ecosystem"?
So yeah, are they staying in the same ecosystem and getting it like a rare? Like are they really studying it now and seeing which one they love? Because then
Yeah,
it's
so
like, wow,
here's the
that
deal.
gift really spoke to them.
So you get the pudgy,
Yeah.
you floor the pudgy and go for like a something in the, Yuga ecosystem.
Oh, that's dirty.
Like,
That's
"Look,
dirty. I feel
look,
like
I'm getting another deed. I don't
if
want this."
if you're jiving with it and like, oh yeah, well this pudgy milady has like the dress that I like, and it reminds me because it's holding a book or something like that, then it's like then it's kind of different because I feel like it's kind of the sentimental value.
Yes. So I wouldn't feel offended if I had gifted someone, because that's the thing, right? It's because that's art, and it's
Mhm.
subjective, and it's always in the eye of the beholder. Now, it
Right.
could be, hey, this this, I like this for you. And you say, well, that's great. But like you said, this one with the dress, or, you know, the green Oasis hat versus the space cowboy hat or whatever, that's just more my vibe. That would be like, okay, cool. Like, great.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like you were vibing within that same collection. I feel like when you're gifting somebody something, usually for me, if
Mhm.
I'm gifting somebody something, it's because something about that resonated with me, or like the artist is someone that I like. So, for example, the gift that I gave,
Your
it was,
Wednesday crush.
I think that the NFT wasn't valued very high, very, but the artist is an artist that I really value his work, and I think he's someone who's underrated in the ecosystem. So for me, it's, there's different reasons why you gift people things. So yeah, I think it depends.
Absolutely. I love that. All right, Joy. Gentlemen, you are free to give NFTs as gifts and crypto. You may want to just check first. Would you just, I think that's probably the
I mean,
advice.
some people might not like that, so it might not hit the same.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. All right, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow morning actually building that portfolio. But what I'm really looking forward to
Mhm.
is in 6 months from now, because I'm going to probably start tracking it every week. But in 6 months from now, when we are like ripping and roaring, we're
Where the pudgy miladies are, specifically the pudgy miladies.
I'm gonna have to buy a pudgy milady now just because. Like I'll
You
probably,
have to.
I
I
know
feel like we all have to now.
everybody. We're all pudgy miladies now. Uh,
We're supposed to not be right now. Like, we're supposed to be on our A game. Summer beach bodies are incoming. Like, what is that? Summer bodies are made in winter.
Summer bodies are made in the winter. So
Yeah.
I am in the mental state now that I'm ready to join the gym. I've got dumbbells here.
Oh,
Uh,
good.
and so I do some sets every now and then, but I'm actually going to go to the gym soon. But okay, so that brings me to my next point is finding the balance, because as someone like yourself, you are a normal person who has normal things that go on, right?
Yeah.
You have crypto stuff that you do, which we know consumes all hours of the day, and you're a podcast or content creator, which
Mhm.
has its own set of issues. And not issues, that's not the right term. Just
Yeah.
time constraints and how things all function. How do you find time to do that balance?
I don't have much downtime. But I love what I'm doing, so it doesn't really feel like I'm working, I guess I would say.
No.
And so yeah, I'm able to be around for my kids, and which is what I love so much about being a content creator. It's like, although in being in crypto and being a content creator can be kind of around the clock, you can still be there for your family as well. So I kind of like being able to like manage your own schedule and things like that. Um, I have days where I film and it's like the only day where it's like my no day. Like, I'm not completely not available on Thursdays. Like, don't plan to see me. A lot of my filming is out of LA. And we have IRL Alpha in Venice Beach, which is a podcast studio. And it's really unique. It's, in front of a live audience, and it brings a lot of people in the Web3 industry together there in front. And so between the social hour before and after, there's a lot of people and networking and things that go on during that. And so it's a really unique way for like the community to stay together in real life week by week. And you're able to keep such a pulse on the industry that it's like, Thursdays are just completely reserved for crypto and content creation.
I
And so
love that.
it's just been so great.
That's really cool. That's a great this example that you just spoke about. That is actually one of the things that Turbo, he's my co-host in the morning,
Mhm.
him and I are developing it's called Chain Labs, right? And we've talked about this on the show. It's a financial literacy community outreach blockchain education center. And one of the aspects of it would be, because our show is breakfast themed, is that we would have like a cafe there. And with that, because I love the idea of doing your show in front of a live audience, synergy is
Mhm.
just always way different, like just way different. Like, this is a great interview, right?
Mhm.
Or a show, but like if we were in the same room, it would be exponentially better, just
So
because
different.
synergies are just way different. Like the energy is way different, right?
Mhm.
And so now the show is like that. But you've got people and maybe they're underserved, or they just want an opportunity, or they're interested because they love crypto, blockchain, whatever. But now come in, serve, coffee and pastries, whatever, learn while the show's going on. And then, the whole idea is that we would have recording studios for audio, video, all that kind of stuff. So now, like, what kind of content did you want to create? Did you need some time in the booth? You can't afford it
Mhm.
because it's just too expensive everywhere else. But now you work at the cafe for a show. We'll give you time in the booth. You need a camera. All that stuff. It's all part of the ecosystem. So now we build our ecosystem around us, and we teach people how to create the content that they want to create, plus also learn about blockchain. And while we get to, I guess, really perfect our crafts of delivering and performing and, educating all that stuff. So I'm super really excited about that. And so I love that there are other people. Maybe it's not blockchain, but it's, being able to do your podcast in front of a live audience is that's a dope idea.
Yeah, I feel like getting a community together and collaborating in real life and being able to have, like you say, that synergy and feeding off of each other, it has been such a game changer for me, and just the dynamics of the relationships I've built in the space.
Mhm.
And so I love seeing it take off and other communities doing the same in their area, because we are, although like it's a weird niche community, this like Web3 crypto space, there's actually a lot of us that are into it. And just since, like, in where I live, I'm outside of LA. It's not a big city where I live, but I've found people just through Twitter and X and communicating in different, like on Discord and Web3 communities. So now I know, I don't know, I think like 6 people just in my town that are in this, that were as active as I am in the space, that are just passionate about it. And so knowing that there's that many people in town, it's like, we could kind of do our own thing here. And it's creating those little pockets, I feel like, that are going to help kind of push the space forward,
Mhm.
because we're all very, especially now, like you figure all of the people that like were here, that were only here for financial gain or weren't very passionate, the bear market scared most of those people off. So I feel like all that's
I
left are like founders and builders and people that are really into it.
Yeah.
And so it's just such a great opportunity now to grow and develop and build those connections. So
And that's why, we were talking, absolutely, by the way, 100%. And that's why going to, like the live events, you were talking about NFT NYC, NFT LA, or whatever they changed it to, going
mhm.
down, to Miami, going out to Vegas, all the places where, the events are happening. Why it's also really cool is like for reasons like you just said, because now, you've got the LA community, right? And
Mhm.
so when out of towners like me come in, and I get an opportunity to show up to the LA local meetup, I mean, you just get, it's, by design, it's just concentrated efforts of like, you really, really get a good chance to connect with people. And I love the space for that. Because we're literally all here for the same reason, for,
For the same reasons, and everybody is so, we're all so smart and unique and bring our own different aspects to the industry that make us, a key player. And I feel like the more we can kind of utilize that, rather than like the every man for himself, and because we're definitely stronger together.
Mhm.
And to see all of the innovation, and what's more incredible is like work that was being done, you know 12 and 9 months ago, is unfolding now.
Yeah.
And to see like, oh, the stuff that's happening on Bitcoin, and all of the ordinal projects and all of the great artists that are putting out stuff on ordinals, is like, it's unbelievable to see all of this, months of work that people have all done. And every week it's like there's some really great artist that's coming out. And so yeah, being able to like kind of find those people that are ones to follow in the industry really is like, oh, it totally changes the shape, because other stuff can happen. Like there can be a community that mints a rug and people lose money, and it doesn't affect me, because I know that, whatever that community was doing anyway is something
Mhm.
I was never going to be a part of it. I'm truly in it for the art. So
I love
when
that.
you take that different approach, you like it a lot more.
Oh, well, 100%. Like it's just, it becomes part of that passion. And I think, it was in the chat, we've said it, when you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, right? Like it just makes it that much easier. I'm fortunate enough, right? Like I went to college for broadcast communications. Like being on the radio is what I did. I wanted to do that my whole life. And like I get to live exactly that. And it's a very special thing, and it's the collaboration that you talk about, and we all talk about it. To me, is the most important thing we have. I'm all about it because, like, there's what, a handful of us in this industry. There is no reason to be cutthroat quite yet. We all have to learn to, you know I think, standardize our messaging, because there could be some disconnect. And when you see the mainstream have a horrible misconception of our industry, it's people like us that we have I guess, a duty to make sure that the outsiders understand that it's actually pretty cool here. And there is some infighting, there is some issues, but we're working them out.
I agree. And even on spaces is sometimes I'll see spaces pop up and I'm not huge into spaces. I do get up and speak. So occasionally I'll co-host a space here and there, but I don't have anything that's regularly scheduled. But I will see people come up and they will intentionally or unintentionally sabotage a conversation, and they just want, time to talk, and they don't realize they're talking circles, or they do realize they're talking circles, and it's like, no, but you're scaring people away. Like you're taking something that needs to be simplified and you're making it more complicated by the way you're talking about it. Like, you want to keep it simple so people are onboarded and not scared away.
Yes. And kind of going back to all of this, like, I know, you're talking about, having a videographer. I know who he is, like, and that is Christy. Everybody, if you know who I am, you know that, I've worked with Christy in the past. Christy is an amazing, amazing person. That also is how all of this works, right? Where, because find the local people hanging out, now there's someone like that at your disposal, that literally, he's one of the most amazing videographers, conceptualizers. Like, him and I bonded over this one time. Was the idea when we were talking about thumbnails for your video, and him and I agree on this, that as a content creator, my thumbnail is designed in my head before a record has ever been hit, right? Before really even the outline of the episode or the video or whatever. Like, I know what that thumbnail is going to look like in my mind before anything. And he was the first person to ever have that same concept. I was like, damn, dude, that's cool.
You're so smart. And it's funny you say that, because I've been feeling like mine are too general. So I don't customize it for each episode. And I need to be, because it almost makes it's easier for the person that's on your page to find what they're looking for too, especially if it's like an interview and they know who they're looking for, so.
Mm-hmm. It's always good to put, like, that recognizable. And I don't really have the best style for thumbnails, I know that, but it's there, the information. I feel most of the time I'm too literal, but
I like it though. No, I love your thumbnails. No, your thumbnail looked great when I saw it.
I'm not a clickbait guy. I'll just, this is what we're talking about.
None of that no screwy faces one.
I have a couple of those. I hate using them. I have one. It's funny. This is, I'll tell you the story. By the way, if you know anybody, if you've ever wanted to do stand-up comedy,
oh yeah, I saw you're gonna do that.
January 25th at 7 p.m. It's a Twitter space. It's not going to be recorded, but that's anybody's opportunity to either stand up, tell some jokes, be funny. There'll be a couple hosts, so we could just do some ribbing if that was more comfortable, or you could perform a song if anybody's an artist. But I don't know if it is posted. I should probably pin it to the top of my portfolio profile on X, so that people can find it easier. But yeah, sign up.
Yeah,
it'll be fun. I mean, if you're into
I can. I've never done any stand-up. I could try.
I've never done it either, but that's the thing. That's
my older brother. He was so good. He has the best jokes. Like, it's unbelievable the stuff he has. And I feel like, because he's so good at his jokes, mine have just always been like kind of mediocre. And usually I need a couple drinks and then they get really good, really spicy. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everything, you a little lubricated, and it makes things a little bit easier, I think, to stomach the fact that you're about to tell some jokes. And now, this is the one thing that concerns me, and it doesn't really concern me, but the one question that I had was, if it's a Twitter space and it's not a live audience, like, that everybody can laugh, like, if you're telling jokes and there's no laughter, how does that work? So what I'm thinking was, everybody in the stage has to keep their mic open so that ha 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 like happens, or just use the laugh track.
Oh man, you'd get some interesting feedback on those open mics. Hot mics are always interesting.
I mean, it's a comedy show, and again, it's not recorded. It's not going to be recorded. So.
I mean, I feel like the laugh track would keep it clean, but I don't know. I'm kind of pulling for hot mics here.
That's probably the move to make.
Hot mics.
Hot mics. Let's see. What else? We were going to talk about something else. Why is it slipping my mind right now? The crypto love affair, NFT. Oh yeah, the NFTs as your love token. So we did talk about. I think that was it. That was it. We got through everything.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's wild out here, the Web3 love game.
So do you have you do have a Web3 crush?
I do have a Web3 crush. Yes, I do. Yes, he's already received his Valentine from me this year.
Was it a pudgy milady?
There was one he got last year as well. So
oh wow, okay.
It's on chain 2 years running now.
All you blockchain sleuths, go out there and try to figure it out.
Out here, the simping game ain't easy.
I love that. What's next for you? What do you got coming up? You said, obviously Thursdays are your recording days.
So Thursdays I'm recording. At this point, I actually do not have my guest for this week scheduled and was wondering if I should take a week off or not. But I do have some really good guests in the future that have like loosely committed. And so other than that, yeah, I have NFT NYC coming up. Chris, who is my videographer, as we talked about off live, he will be coming with me. And so that's going to be kind of crazy where I'm filming, I think, a real big mix of stuff between the G Media events, which will be in the evening. And then I want to capture just some stuff for my channel, like interviews and things like that. And so I'm pretty sure I'll be in New York probably that entire week, because I have an event Tuesday night I want to go to. So, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday will be pretty jammed. So yeah, I'm excited for it. It's going to be great.
It is a lot of fun. It is a great time. A lot of good events. And so, yeah, make sure if you guys are out there and you're thinking about going to New York for NFT NYC for your first time, I would do it. There's plenty of events coming up. It is about to be conference season. It's about to be a bull run. This year, 2024, is going to be wild. It's going to be so cool. Julie, thank you so much for joining me today. This was fun. And guys, make sure that you get yourself some crypto and buy your girl a pudgy milady because it's cool.
You can buy me a pudgy milady.
And Julie a pudgy milady, for goodness sake. Come on. There you go. All right.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, guys. Make sure that you smash the like on the way out. We've got Web3 breakfast tomorrow at 9 a.m. And then we got the show at 4. Thursday, Matthew is coming on. We're going to do some kind of degen. This is financial advice. So make sure you guys are tuned in the rest of the week. Have a great rest of your evening. And we will see you tomorrow. Adios.